Welcome to Stopgap's home practice. This session is repertoire from Frock. Hey everyone, my name is Christian. I'm a white male standing dancer. I'm super tall and I smile a lot. Today I'm wearing a blue t-shirt and black trousers, and I'm also wearing white trainers. Just in case it's useful for you, an audio description of the space that I'm dancing in today. It's got a wooden floor, wooden benches, there's some plants, some artwork, and the blinds are down. So this session is repertoire from Frock. Frock is an outdoor work that's performed in the round. It's an explosion of energy and an expression of individuality. The section that I'm sharing with you today is my solo from Elastic Band, which is my absolute favourite part of the piece, and I'm really happy to be sharing it with you in this session. It's super dynamic and there's loads of lovely textures in there. So the section, as I said, is called Elastic Band, and also the music is also called Elastic Band, and it's by Moulettes. Really amazing music, super talented. There's links in the description box below to their music, so definitely check that out. So I'd just like to say a little bit about the warm-up before we get going, as it's slightly different to how we normally do it. So there's going to be an audio described video for 10 seconds of a movement that will come up on screen to give you a chance to learn the move and get familiar with it. And then we're going to do that move for 30 seconds. And this is going to repeat for all the movements in the warm-up. When we learn the phrase, you'll recognise some of the moves from the warm-up. So hopefully, through our practice of the moves here, that'll also help us to learn later. Also to note that I'm wearing trainers for this session, as it's outdoor work. So if you would also like to wear trainers, absolutely go for it. When you're doing the warm-up, you can learn the movements as you see it and follow along. Let's get started. I twist in my spine from side to side and the focus comes with me. I shift back and then front, throwing the chest back and softening. I contract from side to side, finding full stops. I shift from side to side in my feet. I bounce my chin from side to side, 2 small and 1 big bounce. I do a sharp look to the side and sniff with my whole body in an arc. Chest move back, followed by a gooey circle in my hips. My elbow does a vertical bounce and my full arm slices down. I send both arms spiraling to one side, then I open and spiral to the other side. I explode in all directions on one side and the other. find a sprint on the spot as fast as I can. Fantastic work, everyone. Hopefully you feel super warm now and ready to learn the solo material. Have a quick drink and then we'll come back together. All right then, let's learn the rep. So this solo, the most important part of it is really the textures and the dynamics. So we really want to dig into that when we're learning this here. You can learn the material as you see it on screen. I'm not going to use left and right when I teach it to you. And if you need to make any translations, absolutely do that. And also I'm going to give kind of lots of options throughout. Learning material quickly in this way can actually be a really useful tool if perhaps you're preparing for an audition. So this could be a nice way to prepare for that. As you can see, I'm now wearing my practice skirt for teaching you this rep. This really helps me to find the essence of the solo and also to get into the persona of the material. There's going to be an audio description come up on screen when I finish speaking. So if that's useful to you, then hang around for that. If not, then there's going to be a timestamp in the description box below so you can go straight to the learning of the solo material. I begin facing the corner. Chest turns to the other corner. Head follows, face diagonal. Gooey circle in the hips. And another. Stamp, 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 stamp with the football. Change chest and settle. Jolt, 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 jolt. Chin bounce, bounce, bounce. Turn face to front. Look, sniff. Shift side, side, side. Long circle and freeze. Leg whip and down. Wrapping around the back, spiral out. Unravel, reach up with the arm, drop, swipe, on balance, bounce elbow, cut, rolling up. All right, let's begin. So I start by facing this corner here. And just to give you a little bit of background as to what's happened kind of previous to this, I've done a duet with Yannick, and it's been quite chaotic, and we support each other, and it gradually gets more frantic as it goes on. And this solo is the aftermath of that. So we begin facing this direction, and then the chest turns to the other diagonal, and then the focus pulls with it afterwards. It's very soft in the body. Let's just try that. So it pulls gently, and then it gently pulls the focus as well. From here, we're working with this side of the body. We can bring attention to that. And we're going to do gooey circles, a large one and a small one. For me, this happens in my hip, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So I have small one. We really want to try and feel and get every single inch out of this movement. As I said, I'm using my hip. It may be good for you to work with the chest instead, perhaps even the shoulder. The most important thing is that we get this gooiness in the movement. I go a bit internal and shut my eyes here. Just kind of adds to the persona of the movement and also helps me feel the dynamics. So we have a big one and a small one. From here, we then pump the heel rapidly 4 times. Let me show you. It's like you're quite aggressively blowing up a tire. I do this with my heel. It may be for you that it comes in the form of the heel of your hand, or the side ribs. But the most important thing is that we isolate the pump to the particular body part. So we've just done our 2 circles and then we go bam, 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 bam. Next one, you'll recognize this one. We have the flinging of the chest backwards like we did in the warm-up. And I shift my base back front and send the chest. Here's how it goes. The most important part of this move is the end. So we have the wave, and then it resolves nice and calmly, similar feeling to when we initially turned. So we have pump, 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 pump. From here, we've got our full stop movements in the warm-up, when we have these that we did. We're going to do 6 of them, and we're going to travel around in a circle all the way back to face the front. This is a really good time to bring attention to your backspace and to make your movement really 3D and alive. I'm just going to show you how this looks. So I've arrived here, and then I have jolt, 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 jolt. So I'm improvising these, so you can also play with these as well. If perhaps you're working on a carpet which is not so great for turning, you're very welcome to find these jolts on the spot. If you're working in your chair, perhaps it's useful to have your hands on your wheels and then you can find the jolts in the chest. 6 of them total. We're now going to go back from the top of the solo just to kind of reconsolidate everything that we've done so far, and then we're going to go 3 times all the way through. Let's go from the start. The chest goes, the head pulls. Large gooey circle, small gooey circle, and pump, 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 pump. Chest. Jolt, 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 jolt. Fantastic. Now, we're going to do it 3 times, and we're going to use this to build a bit of our stamina. So let's have a go. And focus. Circle, circle, and da, 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 ba, ba. Jolt, 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 jolt. Awesome. Let's go again. Now we're sort of getting used to the movement. Really find yourself digging deeper into those dynamics. Let's do it again. And nice, everyone. We're going to go one more time, and then we're going to learn some more. Here we go. Nice, everyone. Really fantastic work. Now, we're going to learn the second part of the solo. So, we've arrived round after our jolts, and I then brace myself on my knees and I try and keep my neck as loose as possible. So we're going to look at the trampoline chin from the warm-up. We do 2 small bounces and then a big one. And in my case, the big one, it turns me all the way around. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So we have bounce, bounce, bounce. Boom, I go all the way around. Creates like a cool pattern with the skirt as well when I do it. So, a number of options here. When you're down, you can, as I said, if the surface you're working on is perhaps carpet and not so great for turning, you can do this without turning, and you really focus on the bounce and the looseness in the neck. So you can have bounce, 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 boom. So you keep the nice arc in the head. Let's just do that one more time, whatever version you wish. And bounce, 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 all the way around. Nice. From here, you can do a sharp look to the side, bam. And then you smell this amazing, amazing smell, but it's not enough just to sniff it with your nose. You have to sniff it with your whole body. Let me show you. So sharp. So I really take it into my shoulders. I shut my eyes a little bit and I bring everything in. It's like I'm really trying to suck in that amazing smell. Let's practice. So we go. Bam. Nice. One more time. And bam. Beautiful. From here, we're going to visit our shifting movement from the warm-up. Now I shift between my feet. Perhaps you shift between your ribs or between your hands, but let me show you my version. So I'm going to go da, da, da. We do 3 of them. I'll show again. And da, da, da. Now here, I'm trying not to let my spine go super loose here. What I'm trying to do is to keep in a nice kind of free, but almost placed position. So I've got energy coming out of my back for the audience who are behind, because if we remember, we're doing this in the round. So we go bam, bam, bam. On from here, the movement again from the warm-up, we have this nice gooey circle that comes around through the whole body. We've got 2 of those. So we've just done shift, 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 gooey circle, gooey circle. Now, this has the same feeling as the beginning part when we found these circles. When I do this, my focus comes back and I go this circle. I kind of eyeball straight in front. I really see the space in front. Let's just practice 2 of those. So we have and then here, all you're going to do is rest your hand. It's like on a table of a size, you've done all this movement, I'm just going to have a brief rest. And that's a very pedestrian movement. So when you arrive after the second one, you're just going to rest there. Fantastic. That's the second section. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through and consolidate all of that from the top, and then we're going to try with music. Okay, let's go from the top. And chest, focus, gooey hip, and bow, 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 bow. Jolt, 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 bounce, 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 sharp, shift, 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 circle, circle, and rest. Fantastic, everyone. So now we're going to go with some music. I'm going to talk through as we go so we can really start to understand the timings and when things come in the music. And we're also going to do 3 times. Let's get ready for that and find our dancing space. So we're finding our dancing space. Prepare to turn. Turn now. Circle. Small circle. Pump, 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 back front. Jolt, 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 jolt. Bounce, bounce, focus. Look, sniff, shift, shift, shift. Circle, circle. Nice, everyone. So we're going to do again. Now you've kind of got a feeling for the timing. So we have to get a bit of a shift on the point where we jolt and come round. This bit is actually fairly fast, so we need to kind of increase the speed of our movement as much as we can when it comes to that point. Let's do the same thing again. Let's have another go. Getting ready? Turn now. circle. We go. Jump, 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 bounce, bounce, bounce. Look. Fantastic. We're going to go one last time and really want the focus to be on digging as deep into those dynamics as possible and also really enjoying dancing the sequence. Let's just do it one more time before we learn the last section. Pairing. Turn. Go. Fantastic, everyone. Let's now learn the last section. So where you've finished for the moment, we're resting on the side. Now the next bit, it's an explosion of energy, so we send it out, but we have to contain it and bring it in straight away. So we have a moment of chaos, and then we draw it back into the body. Here's how I do it. So we're here, and so as you can see, you've got the moment of, and then we come back in. Your version of this doesn't have to look a thing like mine. The most important thing is that we just get that explosion of energy out. Let's do one more time all together. So we're here, and nice. Moving on from here, we're going to take the opposite side, so the side we didn't bring attention to in the beginning, comes behind the body, and then it reaches across. So you have this quite spiraling corkscrew action in the body that comes behind, and then we come across. From here, you're going to unravel. So you go back the way you came, boom, and then you're going to hang from the ceiling as if someone's got hold of your wrist. I want to have this real feeling of hanging in the body. My focus is up towards my hand. Let's just look at that. So you have from here, explosion, then you've got behind, wrap across, unravel, hang. Now from here, it's like we want to really vigorously open a door. So we're here, we drop into the body, and then open out. And it's like the door immediately hits a stopper. Let me show you. So we're here, and we go, so it's like the door only opens so far, and then it hits the stopper, and we pause. Let's just try that. So we're up here hanging, and to there. Let's do our last movement. So we've just opened the door here. We're going to come back to the direction we were facing in the beginning. I'm going to balance here. I bounce, slice, and then I come up. Back to neutral position to end. A few notes about this movement is that I bounce and then slice, but I only get so far. Like I don't want to try and slice above kind of my shoulder height. I bounce, slice, and then again, we have a full stop like when we opened our door, and then we come back up. Notes about my base, I like to go, after the bounce, back front, and then coming up. Perhaps it's also better that when you're ready to do this, you bounce and then brace on your front part of perhaps your thigh or your knee, and then you can use that brace there to bring yourself back up to finish. Fantastic, everyone. So that's the whole sequence that we're going to learn today. I'm now going to go back from the top. We're going to consolidate everything, and then we're going to have a real good go at dancing it. So let's go from the top. Finding your space, I'm going to talk through as we go. Chest goes, head comes with. Circle in the hip. Circle again. Bounce, 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 bounce. Jolt, 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 jolt. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Look, sniff, shift, shift, shift. Circle, circle, and pause. Explode. Come back and corkscrew, unravel, hang, open door, bounce and slice, coming back up to neutral position. Fantastic, everyone. If you need a little bit more time on the sequence, please feel free here to pause and practice and then rejoin when you're ready to have a good dance. So now, we're going to really focus on dancing the sequence the last 3 times. This is really working on our stamina here. And for this first run, let's really focus on getting the clear dynamics into our bodies. Let's give it a go. So we're finding our starting position. Nice and calm, ready to begin. Start to turn. Circle. Fantastic work, everyone. Great first run through. We're going to do again. This time, I really want you to think about perhaps your back space. So as much as you have this amazing movement on the front of the body, let's try and replicate that also on the back of our body as much as we can. So we really get the feeling that we are kind of performing in the round. Let's go, second time. Preparing in your position. And we turn. Fantastic, everyone. Now, the focus on our last run through is just to really enjoy dancing the sequence. Give it your best shot. Here we go, last time. Really go for it. Fantastic work, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed dancing the sequence as much as I've enjoyed sharing it with you. If you still have more energy, there's a link in the description box below so you can go back to the dancing of the sequence to have another 3 goes at it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. And also, keep a lookout for other Frog Rep videos. I guarantee that if you enjoyed this, you will definitely enjoy that as well. All that's left to say is thanks so much again, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care, everyone.